Hi guys, how are you? Welcome to Flosstube number 3. Today I wanted to show you my finished objects to date. I have a few, not too many, but a few. Because I was starting, I really like really little projects, which is why I have so many finishes for somebody who just started. It's not that many, but you know, here we are. So the first one I have is this little skiing bear. This is the first one I did, and I did it when I was about 14, maybe 15, but I think I was 14. It is by Needle Magic Ink, and it's got this little wire that you have to bend so that it can hang. And yeah, so this was the first one, the one that I mentioned my dad got me in my intro video. The other one, like I said, is in my mom's Christmas stuff, so I can't show it to you, but I will eventually find it and show it to you. The next one I didn't even remember I can't remember the order, but I know either this was my second or my third or my fourth, and I actually charted this myself. I did not remember I had this till I found it at my husband's parents' house on top of his piano. My husband plays the piano, so we have one here, and he has one at his parents' house, and I remember making this. I was just into cross stitching, and I charted it myself on graph paper. And I just used just sewing thread from like a sewing kit that I had because I didn't have any floss. I just bought the kits, and none of them had the colors I wanted. So you can even see I had like a matte floss or regular floss sewing thread, and then like a shiny sort of red sewing thread. And this was just a random leftover piece from a kit that I'd bought. And yeah, I mean, I thought that was pretty cool. Then I have my third kit that I did before I kind of stopped cross-stitching at that time, and it's this. It is a butterfly kit by Janlin. I don't remember what it's called, but yeah, as you guys probably know, these frames have that little thing on top, but I want to make this into magnets to put like on my fridge, or maybe like on a window or something. And I think the thing on the tops looks kind of silly, like maybe if you were hanging it from somewhere, but I just cut that off. And then fast forward to, when was it, February, I believe I said. Well, I mean, I started like at the beginning of February, but I didn't get some finishes till midway through, halfway through. So the first one I have to show you for that is this. It's a freebie that was posted in one of the Facebook groups. I think you can also find it on Pinterest. I don't have, like, I don't know the name of the blog it was on, but I can find the Pinterest link and show you there. And I had fun with this because I used the variated color thread by DMC. I just bought a bunch that was on clearance at my local Michael's. So I'm like, what can I use it on? And then I saw this, and it was just a monochromatic. And I'm like, oh, this would be fun. And then later when I found the blog again through Pinterest, I remember it said something like variated color or variegated thread is suggested. And I'm like, hey, that's pretty sweet. I was thinking along the same lines of whoever made this. So as you can see, it's obviously a lot shorter here than here, but that's just because I hadn't had that much experience with this, so I wasn't sure how much space I would need. So I left a little bit of space, but I didn't realize I would have this much left over on the top. So I could probably find a frame for this and just make it, you know, I think it'll be fine. So that's that. Very exciting. And all these so far have been on 14 count Aida, except the butterfly, that's on 18 count. The other two minis that I have is this butterfly. This was just a freebie, and it was red and orange. I changed the colors, and I just bought a bunch of these little mini frames because I thought it'd be so much fun to make magnets. So even though I like my big projects, I have a bunch of minis I like doing. One, because they keep me sane through big projects, and two, because I really want to make a bunch of magnets to put like on my fridge and stuff. So that's that one. And seeing a trend here, another butterfly. I love stitching butterflies. I found this out. I have a bunch of butterfly kits. I have a bunch of mini butterfly patterns. I just love butterflies. I've pinned a bunch of freebies on butterflies, and I will have more butterflies in the future. So this one was from a booklet. It was called 63 Butterflies, and it said like Janlin Corporation. I'm not sure if that's the same Janlin that makes the kits, but it did say something Janlin. So that's fun. And this frame is actually a Scylla mini kit frame, and it was actually a butterfly, but it's really cartoony, like a crayon drawing that a kid would draw. And I was like, I don't really like it. So I replaced the Ada in there with 16 count, and it's like a cream or antique white. And I did this sort of fun color, and I used the floss that came in the kit. So originally this was those like tiny dots that you see. The blue were blue, but the green were actually red, and the kit came with green, so I used green. The other one I'm going to insert a picture of here. And that one is it was 22 by 22. I saw somebody on Facebook on the group, on one of my groups now that I belong to a few, did a little heart for their significant other. And I thought, what a great idea. It was right before Valentine's Day, so I stitched it up real quick. I just Googled 8-bit heart because my husband's a gamer. And I enjoy the old school games, not so much the new games. So I thought that'd be fun. So that's what you saw there. And then the other big project I have, I also need to put a picture of because I gave it away as a gift. And that's this here. Okay, so that kit was a dimensions kit. It's called Oriental Orchids, and I had a lot of fun. That's my biggest finish to date. It was 11 by 11, or it is 11 by 11, and there was a lot of stuff going on with that one. It had metallic in the background. It had blended color. It had blended metallic with another thing, so it was really interesting. Oh, and it had the printed Ada, which I did not know existed. It was interesting to work with, a little bit stiffer than normal, but it was pretty cool. You just have to be super careful when you start, because if you don't start right because it's printed, you're going to be able to tell if the design is shifted off. If it's off to the left, right, up, or down, you'll be able to notice. Usually with the kits, you get enough fabric, and obviously when you have a pattern, you can use much fabric you feel comfortable using. But with a kit, you have to be a little bit careful to make sure you have enough fabric around the edges for framing or finishing or whatever it is you want to do. But in general, it's okay if you're off by like an inch or two. But with the printed fabric, it's like, if you mess up by more than like a square, it's not good. So yeah. So the next one I have to show you is Bless This Nest by Busilla. And this was the first one I bought that got me back into cross stitching. It is a really inexpensive kit. It's like $5 something at Walmart, or you can also get it online. And yeah, so I loved all the colors. I thought it looked really neat. This is the one that I had a mishap with, where my husband accidentally put it somewhere where it fell in the dog kennel. I was done all the way up to this green part before these birds, and the dogs made a hole like right around the letters, and it was, I was so upset. But then I just got over it, and I got it again and actually started up here. And I eventually finished it, and I want this to hang outside our house, so I'm excited about it. The other two that I have kind of go together. This was my first endeavor on 32 count fabric, but it's an even weave, so it wasn't hard. This is Here Comes Trouble by Ink Circles, and I did this for the Ink Circles Stitch Along, which, oh, by the way, that orchid one was for the Stitching in Bloom Stitch Along from Cross Stitch and Discuss. And this one was for the Easter Stitch Along, which was a month-long one, so which is why I chose such a little piece. But anyway, this one was for the Ink Circle Stitch Along, and that's that one. I used the DMC suggested colors, and I know that if you guys are familiar with this piece, you know it comes with staff lines, but my husband actually liked it without it because they thought they looked like it was floating, so that's why I didn't do it. And these are for him, and when I say these, I stitch not only Here Comes Trouble, but First Base. So this is First Base, and I really love, and that is the back. Here is the front of First Base. Same thing, same fabric, and I really love the colors of this. I think it's so pretty. So the idea is to frame them like this, so it kind of looks like sheet music with the treble on top and the base on the bottom. And I know that the square around them is slightly different in size, but when they're framed, they should have enough space so that they're the same all the way around. The second to last piece I have to show you is Laundry. This is by Dimensions, and it's one of those like learn a craft ones, but I think they're so cute. So this is laundry. It says laundry today or naked tomorrow, which is hilarious because laundry is my least favorite chore. So this kit I actually did a lot of changes. The middle one is the only colors I kept, but I changed the yellow to a darker one, but the color scheme is the same. But I didn't like the colors. I thought they were so blah for me, so I changed it to more fun colors. And the socks, like the socks had like a really light green, which I thought was weird. So I put gray because that's my husband's socks look like that. And I just picked other fun color schemes for the other ones. So that's that. And this was originally in a hoop, and then I decided I was going to frame it. It was nice and taut in the hoop, but now I need to wash it and obviously iron it, and then I'm going to frame it in a 5x7, which it fits perfectly in. So excited about that. And then the last one I have is one of my favorite pieces. This is Hummingbird by Teresa Wentzler. It's a freebie on her website, and I love this piece. I also love this frame I found at Hobby Lobby, which was 50% off, so it was awesome. And this piece is significant to me because it's a lot of firsts. It's my first time stitching on even weave, because I did that before I did the ink circles. It was my first 1/1, which you can see on the Hummingbird there. It's my first satin stitch, lazy daisy stitch, and my first time ever beading. And as of now, my only time beading, but I have other projects that do have beads, so I'm excited to use them. So I love this piece. It sits on my night table, and it's so cute. I love it. So those are my finished projects up to date. I can't wait to have more finishes to share with you. In the future, I'm probably, or I think I'm definitely going to either include them in my whip updates or maybe do just a quick like minute or 2-minute video showing a finish. So I hope you enjoyed my finishes. I know they're pretty simple stitches for now. But hey, I was just starting. So I hope you enjoyed them. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you have any questions about any of the projects, let me know. If you're interested in getting any of these, let me know, and maybe I can find a link for you or tell you where exactly where I got each one. And yeah, so thank you for tuning in. I hope you have a good one, and I'll see you next time. Bye.